It's an age-old process. Torture is an age-old process of gathering information from people by the use of forced bodily harm, and it's quite effective. People use torture for scare tactics and control. There are many methods, and there are more methods that are more humane than others, but torture can be used for the most part. My main question to you is torture ever acceptable? For starters, using torture to extract important information from a certain person should be acceptable given right circumstances and proper methods. Types of information needed ultimately help the greater good and a larger number of people should be extracted by any means necessary. The only types of torture that should not be acceptable are types that do not permit damage to the person being tortured. Nextly, there's a states endorse torture for at least two reasons: a mechanism for social control, a method for extracting information, as Leonard Washkin and Andrew Haley state in The Game of Torture. There's different type of medieval torture, and they were way sadistic and cruel than modern methods. Some methods were flaying, which was the process of peeling the skin off of someone while they were still alive. There was others which were used in the 1900s, was scalping when Native Americans would do that to pilgrims, and they would take care of them. Nextly, some methods of torture can be more inhumane than others. All of these methods were obviously effective when put into use. Older methods would have come across not only as a method of gaining information, but of entertainment to people for some extent. People would gather around in circles and they would watch people get executed, slain. Most recently, Saddam Hussein was hanged in front of a group of people, and it was a barbaric ritual which is still used in modern day times today. There was a method called the Spanish donkey, which was a bench with a sharp V pointed up, and the person sat down naked, straddling like a horse, then weights were added to both feet until eventually the person was split in half. And it was another form of torture that was to be a public spectacle. In conclusion, finally, there are those that are against torture and those that are for torture. Without the act of torture, there could be more harm done in certain cases. But if not for torture, our American forces wouldn't be able to extract certain information from terrorists and other types of criminals that it would be used for. If a group of terrorists that are planning to blow up a building and it should need to be interrogated to find out how to stop the bomb, if it wasn't for torture, then we wouldn't be able to find certain types of information. We have age-old methods which are a very important part of gaining information, and in essence, it is needed to stop acts of horror So in closing, when I asked you guys, you know how it felt to be in a chair and being waterboarded